Hey folks, and welcome back. We're going to do something completely different today. We're going to do something that's going to blow the skirts off of so many of you that it's going to be ridiculous. We're going to do something that's going to blow your minds and your anuses. We have one of the very first ever, we've never done this before. It is a watch along of Japanese wrestling with horror themed characters. That's the only way I can describe it to you. This one in particular is Freddy Vs Leatherface. So
Freddy versus Leatherface. They did this all the time in Japan. This is in the early 90s, 1993. I think it was like Big Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't know if they said on here FMW or I don't know which promotion this is. But I thought this would be kind of fun to just kind of bullshit over. It's been a long time since I've seen this sort of thing. So let's get into it and get this party started up in here.
yeah. So I was talking about this before this came on though. Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, they spelled it a little bit differently
Yeah.
there.
Like, how do they get away with this shit? Like, it's clearly, the gimmick and the mask and everything.
Right, and he's called Leatherface.
Yeah.
And even though it's spelled a different way, it's still Freddy Krueger with an actual Freddy Krueger mask on. And he has the gloves and everything, which he never uses in the match, which is weird.
Needs to.
But I thought this was the coolest shit. When I used to do like tape trading stuff back in the mid-90s. And these matches all sucked. They were all fucking terrible. They were all brawling matches is all they were. And it almost looks like all of them look like this, like they were at some sort of state fair or something outside. And that there were, what does it look like? About 300 people's there.
Yeah. What is the deal, though? Like, what made them do this? Just, like, thinking that it would get over with... Was there a period in Japan, there must have been, where, like, these kind of 80s films came back in the 90s?
So he's got a barbed wire bat, and I think that
Yep.
barbed wire bat is a shoot. That's a legit barbed wire bat. They don't fake shit like that in Japan, at least back then.
Jesus.
But horror was huge in Japan as well. So I'm guessing those characters were just so popular. Some of the outlaw indie promotions at the time, which this was, obviously. And like I said, I think the reason that they kind of got away with this is because it was in Japan. Now, the guy that's playing Leatherface, well, he was one of the wrestlers that played Leatherface. Did you ever hear about this?
No.
Is actually Corporal Kirshner from back in the classic early WWF days. So later on in his career, he became Leatherface in Japan.
Jesus. I gotta say, though, that's one of the shittiest Freddy masks ever.
I'm guessing they didn't have a whole lot to choose from back in 1993, though.
No, probably not. Definitely not in Japan.
He's going to wipe some of the crowd out.
I like that, though, that they're just like gonna fake attack the crowd, too.
But these were the two big characters. I don't remember them actually doing Jason in Japan. They may have.
They probably almost got their ass suit off or something.
But Freddy and Leatherface was always, it was kind of a go-to for FMW or Big Japan Pro Wrestling or whatever. And as you can see, this isn't even a fucking match.
Was this the type of thing they would do where they just, like, the crowd knew, like, to get away from them and all that? I guess, like, any of these extreme shows, they probably did stuff like this.
I don't know, but this sort of thing does take me back to, I think the first one that I ever got back in the day was the IWA King of the Death match in 1995. And that was the one that was kind of infamous because of the barbed wire match with Terry Funk and Cactus Jack at the end. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Leatherface was on that. So that was the first time that I actually, this was before I had the internet or anything. Or the internet was really new, if I had it. And I was like, what the fuck, Leatherface?
That's right. Look here, it's just like an ECW match but with horror characters.
But yeah, he had the glove on, right? And he took the glove off for the match because
Yeah.
that wasn't allowed, evidently. Look at this shit.
Oh God.
I'm surprised more people didn't die during some of these matches back in the day.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous for what they're doing, and the fact neither one of them can see.
I would imagine, yeah, both of those masks would be extremely uncomfortable, especially the Freddy Krueger one.
Just something about seeing Leatherface like power slam Freddy.
He whips him in the turnbuckle, folks. Oh, big boot. He got him in the bulldog.
That was just shitty bulldog.
Uh-oh, he's got the barbed wire bat again.
He's gonna put him in the sweet dreams.
Alabama Jam, baby.
God.
I wonder how much those guys got paid to do this.
I hope it was a lot.
It's a pretty good copy of this for being like, what,
It
almost
is.
30 years old.
I'd love to though hear, and there's probably something online that talks about how these ever got started like this. Kind of hear the backstory.
Well, that's what Jim Cornette would have called an outlaw mud show.
Yep.
I just want to put him through a table.
Oh God.
You got to think back. I mean, this was 1993. So some of the stuff that was going on in the United States at the time, in WCW, you had the Cole Twins. I think Sting was maybe the world champion in WCW, and Bret Hart in WWF, Yokozuna, people like that. So it's a totally different scene here in independent Japanese wrestling.
It's pretty clear to me from watching this. This is where and this has been talked about before. Like ECW got kind of the idea for what they were doing.
Yeah, this was still, I think ECW was still like Eastern Championship Wrestling at
Yeah.
this time. So this is before it was even Extreme. I'm thinking they may have had Michael Myers.
I remember Michael Myers. I remember that.
But yeah, I mean, maybe we can do more of these down the line. But I saw this and I was like, this is just too good not to fucking do.
So yeah, you're right. This match does suck.
Yeah.
Because number one, they're really limited in what they can do in these fucking outfits. But number two, like, it's just like a brawl, really. It's like an extreme
that
match,
looks
but
safe.
not good. Yeah.
No. It's interesting, though, that they were doing this sort of thing this early on, though. This is 1993, so... I think this was around the time maybe those Exploding Death matches originally started. But, yeah, this looks like
Hook
it's
him up.
in some park somewhere
Oh no.
in Fujiwara City.
There it is. There's the
That's
greetings
the
from
end of it.
Texas.
Oh!
No, he kicked out.
What's funny is that crowd sounds like they're really, like, totally into this match, too. Get him, Leatherface, motherfucker!
Get that bitch.
Get that bitch, Leatherface.
They should bring this back.
Maybe AEW will. That looked fucking
God.
sick.
That was really, really stiff.
What's funny about those tables, though, man, that looks like that's solid, like plywood or something. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
legit
break.
table. That's not breakaway or anything. It doesn't have any give, and he's going to end up. Jesus. Ugh.
That look nasty.
I don't look like that felt too good.
That's it,
Yep.
boss.
Fujiyama!
So, yeah.
Man, you think about that shit, though. Like, how just not only crazy, but just completely different than anything going on in American wrestling at that time. That is, like, it's just insane. It's not just the fact they're dressed up like that, but the fact they're having like death matches and shit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 1993. So at this point in time, I don't think there was ever a table that had gotten used in WWF. If it was very, very. It was like a one-time thing or something. I don't recall it. So just the time frame is kind of interesting that some of that stuff was thrown in there. But yeah, this was kind of a staple in Japan for a while, using the horror characters in wrestling matches. I mean, if you want to call them wrestling matches, brawl matches, I guess.
Yeah, I swear to God, there's a Chucky one out there too, because I remember watching it. Like a guy,
Well, we'll find
like
it.
yeah.
We'll find it. That'll be a future one if we can. For some reason, I cannot recall Jason doing one. He may have.
I don't remember those either. Like, I don't remember a Jason.
I'm thinking they had like a Jason themed character, but it didn't really look like Jason from the movie, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. We'll do some research on it and get back to you. But if you like the video, give us thumbs up and all that good stuff. And we will catch you guys next time. DEADPIT on Patreon.com or
DeadPit.com.
Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell. Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DeadPit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.